Woo! Yeah! You're on the Hillbilly Voodoo channel. We're back at work on our ultimate ATV, the Sherp style bug out buggy. And we're going to have to come up with a different name for this thing because that's a whole mouthful to say. But anyways, I think we're at the point now where we better figure out where we're going to sit in this machine so that we can build the door, build the dash, build all that other kind of stuff. Stick around, see what type of hillbilly voodoo we got to figure out to get the passenger compartment into a passenger compartment. Now, as you can see, I'm not exactly what you would call the average size human being. For reference, this tire's about 2 feet wide and about 5 feet tall, and you can see that I'm a little wider than 2 feet wide and definitely taller than 5 feet tall. So there's not too many pieces of equipment or cars out there that actually fit me, that I can fit in comfortably anyways. And I kind of want to make this machine so that I can drive it. Anything that would fit probably 2 average people is pretty much my average size. So I quite often have to wander around different car lots if I'm looking for a vehicle, or different equipment lots, and try out different pieces of equipment to see if I can even get in the doors of most of them. So I think that maybe we better go measure some of the stuff that I have in the yard that I know that I actually fit in before we decide how wide we're going to make the door and where we're going to put the seat in relation to the dash. Now, the first vehicle I use on a daily occasion is this Honda Pioneer 1000. And when I mean by daily occasion, it takes the place of my legs because they don't always work the way they're supposed to. So the door on this is almost perfect. So we're going to measure how wide this door is. We're going to have to take an average of all these pieces of stuff and come up with the best idea for us here. So we're going to say that that door is 30 inches wide, and you can see by the clean spot about how much of that passenger compartment I actually use up. The rest of that is for the dog. But anyways, what do we got here for width? We have, I would say, about 2 feet approximately that I cram my butt into, and yeah, so about 2 feet of the space that I occupy on the lower end of me. My upper end is quite a bit wider, so my shoulders and everything obviously stick out the sides. So we'll write that down, and then we'll go measure some other things. Now, this here is another piece of equipment that I use quite often. It's a clapped out old Bobcat. I think it is a 700 series. I think that's what they call it. Back from the early 1970s. I just barely fit in this thing. It's a snug fit. Once I get in, then I'm okay, but climbing in and out and that much it's tight. I can get in between the sticks, so I would say the sticks are the narrowest part, so maybe we should measure those. So let's see what we got here. I'll try not to jerk you guys around too much on the camera action and get my tape measure out here at the same time. So let's see what we got here. Can you see that? Kind of looks like about, that's a little blurry. Maybe that's just my eyes. Anyways, it looks like about 20 inches. So we'll write down 20 inches as the width between the sticks. How wide are we between the actual door frame here? Door frame's 2 feet. So we'll write down, yeah, because I kind of got to pry my butt in between those sticks at 20 inches. So we'll write down 20 inches for the width. Yeah, that sounds like a good thing. Now I have my old worn out Bobcat excavator here. Now when I was in the excavating business quite a number of years ago, I was looking at buying a new machine, and well, John Deere and Cat have pretty much shit the bed on any of their small zero-turn excavators when it comes to cab design. This thing is 20-something years old now. It's worn right out, but I won't get rid of it because it's probably one of the more comfortable mini excavators out there. Now our door size on this, let's go at the widest point, from there to there, is 2 feet. It's kind of seeming like that's an average, is 2 feet for equipment. Now, another major problem with the Cat and John Deere is the sticks are way too close together. Even small people, skinny people, end up with cramped up shoulders because their arms are all stuck together like Tyrannosaurus Rex kind of shit. And so let's measure between the sticks here. Well, we got 20 inches on these too. So just like the old loader. Well, that's a good thing. So we'll write that down. Like I say, we're going to take kind of an average of all the different things that I use around the yard so that we can make our seating place optimal. Now here's a vehicle that's really going to surprise you. 2005 Smart for 2 that I turned into my tracked vehicle and blah blah blah. Probably one of the more comfortable small vehicles that I've ever owned. Big, huge round door, easy to get in and out of. Probably surprisingly easy to get in and out of, like easier than my full-size extended cab Chevy truck. The seats are not super squishy, not super awesome seats, but they're the seating position, major leg room. You are resting up against the door. This thing has seen better days, by the way, but anyways, the position of where the seat is and where I have the brake controls is almost perfect for what we're building. So we're going to measure from the back of the seat to the controls for our arm length. Now I'm going to subtract about maybe 4 to 6 inches because I was having to lean forward a little bit. So I want that control block levers there a little closer. So we'll measure from those sticks if we can to the back of the seat. Come on. So we got 33 at the tape there. Add another 2 inches. Is that 35? So minus 6 inches would be 29. So we'll write down 29. We're not going to measure this door because, like I say, these doors are huge. Like, yeah, the doors are massive. I kind of wish that a manufacturer would make a pickup truck with this cab with a 6 foot, maybe 8 foot box behind it. It would be the ideal vehicle. This exact vehicle with a box that you could put a sheet of plywood in with the tailgate down. Yeah, that would be awesome. But anyways, we'll write these measurements down. And I think I got one more vehicle that I'd like to measure. Now this here is my kid's K truck. and I know that I don't fit in this. It doesn't matter what I do. I cannot jam my body inside of here. So if we make any of the proportions this size, I know that we're not doing something right. So I'm going to measure the width across there, because you can fit, but I do not fit between that wheel and that seat very well. And getting in, I can get through the door, but it's really, really tight. So let's see how wide this thing is inside. Let's go window to window. Window to window. 4 feet. Okay. Steering wheel. Do the seat. 15 inches. Yeah, that's no wonder I don't fit in here. Yeah. Like I say, if they took this truck and they put that smart car body on the front end of it, and then had that box, I'd buy that thing in a heartbeat. So we'll write this measurement down, and let's go back down to the shop and start finding the average of these. Now we got one more door here that I want to measure, that I go through every day, probably 2 or 3, sometimes 4 times a day. That is rather small, narrow wise. I can't really remember how wide it was. It's been quite a while since I built this building. This is our duck house. Now let's measure how wide this door frame is. We got 25.5 inches there. I fit through here. Got to turn sideways a little bit to get in there, but I fit through, so that might be an ideal door width, 25 inches. Anyways, let's go average all these out and see what we got, and see what we can make work on our machine. Now I'm back down here in the shop, and I've gone over our numbers, and I determined that 24 inches is going to be the best width for the door. So on the front here, we're going to go 24 inches across, which is going to be about here. So I think I'm going to take all this pieces of 1x1 wood that I have, and I'm just going to kind of box in roughly what our dimensions are going to be for the front here. I got a piece of wood on the floor. That's going to be our floor height. So in order to sit, my comfortable chair here that I roll around in the shop all day long is 18 inches off the floor to the seat. So we need the seat, the bottom of our seat, approximately 18 inches high. So I think I have the passenger seat out of that smart car around here somewhere. So I'm going to grab that and maybe stick it in here. Cut up some of these pieces, just roughly screw them or clamp them or something, maybe even some tape, just to give me an idea of where everything is. Maybe like a 3D model that's not really a 3D model. How about a life-size model? So that I can actually climb up in there and see if I can get in and out before we do any other fabricating or, yeah, that kind of idea. Let's build this thing out of these little pieces of wood here, and some tape and some cardboard and some kindergarten crafts, and see what we can come up with. Well, I did my kindergarten arts and crafts here with some wood. I couldn't find any macaroni to decorate it with, and the glue still kind of tasted the same as it used to, but just give me an idea of where everything should be. Well, that's 2 feet there for our door opening, which should be plenty wide enough. Give us room up here for our controls, our brake levers and stuff. And I managed to find that old smart car seat, plopped it up there on some cinder blocks. It's not quite at the height that I need it to be right now, but it'll give me an idea. I gotta come up another, I would say 2 inches to be at my comfortable height, but it gives you an idea where everything is gonna go. Like, I should have enough room and everything. Now, I think maybe I'll climb up there and see if I can get my butt in that seat. This is kind of a sketchy idea here, because, yeah, you guys call the ambulance if I fall down, because I'm out here all by myself. Remember, kids, once you break your body parts, they're never quite the same, and they might not ever work right the same again. Yeah, this isn't sketchy at all. Well, looks like I'm gonna fit. I'll have room for my brake levers here. I have room down here for my gear shift, wherever I decide to put it. There will be room to go past that to the jump seats that I'm hopefully going to have fitting in the back. Now, if I'm up 2 inches higher, it will be the perfect height for armrests. 2 inches higher. Perfect height for armrests, and then I can have the body go up on an angle to give me more elbow and shoulder room, so I can, yeah, give people the, so yeah, this should be perfect. Like I say, I'll be up 2 inches higher. Perfect height for armrests. Gear shift. Now, how far are we sticking up there? My toes are sticking out probably comfortably. Let's give it a little more. 6 inches past the end of that frame rail. So our body is going to have to come up off of that frame on an angle and then up like that. So it'll be like that, and then like that. Hopefully I'm in frame. Give us more foot room, for one, which we don't really need a whole lot more foot room. I'll be up 2 inches higher, my legs will be straight. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. This seat can slide back and forth. The dash is in a good spot. We'll have enough elbow room. Kind of looks like this is going to work, guys. So I think that maybe we should do some more cardboard aided design and decide on what the front of this here machine is going to look like. Let's see if I can get down off of this thing without breaking any pieces off of me that I might need later. Yeah, I can see that stick going right up my you-know-what. Well, guys, what's been the blink of an eye for you guys has been 3 days for me. Long story short, we went up to get a Christmas tree and I slipped on the ice and landed on the trailer hitch sticking out of the back of my truck. And, well, I can't breathe, so obviously there's some broken ribs and yeah, blah blah blah, wah wah wah. Today's the first day, well, 3 days later that I've been out in the shop, so I managed to get some cardboard aided design done here of what we're going to do for our front end of this machine. So I don't know if you guys can see that clearly or not, but this is what you're getting. Going to come out about 6 inches more from the end of the frame rail there. I'm going to build some more ribs that are in this shape, just like these ribs here. So we'll put one rib here, one rib here, and one rib over there. So we're going to need to cut 6 of these pieces out of the sheet metal. Stick them together in the rib design like we did before, and that will give us the framing of our front end. Now the door itself will be created more or less in the same way after I get this all in here and where it needs to be. We'll make the door in the same way and the door will fold down. Now hopefully if I do this all correctly, I can put like ladder tread type idea in the door itself so that when it folds down we can just step up on the ladder tread. You guys probably know where I'm going with this idea, but that's the plan here, or the idea. So in an effort to keep this channel real and not just fake together a bunch of bullshit for you guys, I'm gonna leave this episode here and hopefully I can heal up a little bit more in the next few days, enough to actually move around and do something useful and get these pieces built. So sorry for the short episode. Until next time guys, use what you got to make what you want, and I'll see you next time.